Is this working? I think it's working. Goddamn rabbit ears. Man, I haven't had to mess with rabbit ears in years. Of course, I haven't had to mess with black and white TV in even longer. Anyways, WandaVision by Marvel Studios finally finished on Disney Plus. What is it? It's Wanda and her husband Vision in the 50s, and then the 60s, and 70s, 80s, 90s. Pretty much copying different sitcoms like I Love Lucy, The Van Dyke Show, Malcolm in the Middle. It was hilarious. It was really good. Now, a lot of people complain that the first 3 episodes were slow. It's like, oh no, there's not a bunch of explosions and fight scenes, so I don't like it. It's a brand new TV show, and they took, oh no, 3 episodes to set it up. Remember, the Avengers movie, you had Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Captain America, Iron Man 2. It took 5 movies to set up the first Avengers movie. So, oh no, it took 3 episodes to set up WandaVision. God, people are impatient these days. And something they did that at first, like, why are they releasing them once a week, every week? It's not the 80s anymore. But it's like, duh, it's a TV show. It's a regular TV show. That's what TV shows did. Once a week, and they had commercials, which this show did have commercials. It was for fake items and all that, but it was pretty funny because it fit in universe with like Stark Industries. Like watching this, like, wait a minute, that's not like, oh, that's right. Disney didn't own Fox at the time, so they couldn't mention Magneto, so they had to change who the parents were. It's like, wait a minute, that's not like, oh wait, no, they didn't have the rights to mutants, so they had to change how they were created. Wait a minute, this is like, wait a minute, no, they didn't have the rights to that. It's like, copyright and legal rights and all that helped create the show and make it what it is, because it's like, oh, that's right, they didn't have the rights to that at the time, so they had to change it. When does this take place? Right after the blip. Right after defeating Thanos. Right after that all went through, that all went down. God, Endgame was such a good movie. Like, in and of itself, it was maybe a 7 out of 10. But the fact that it took, 20 plus movies, 10 plus years to set everything up in a way that no one ever thought would ever happen, ever. 10 out of 10. And now you get, now that's going to be a spoiler. We'll say spoilers for after. Do I suggest watching? Yes. Now that it's all out, you can do the, 30-day free trial, 7-day free trial, whatever the free trial length is. Watch them all. Binge. Now, that's the thing. HBO Go at the time, now it's called Max, but at the time it was called HBO Go when the final season of Game of Thrones was coming out. It's like, oh, you get a 30-day free trial. It's like, well, there's 6 episodes, so you need it for at least 6 weeks. That's 2 months. Shit. Well, I can either A, wait till like 3 episodes are out, then do the 30-day free trial, but not know what the heck people are talking about and get spoiled for 3 weeks, or just suck it up and get a free month and then pay for the extra month, which I did. Kind of disappointing since it was Game of Thrones final season, but this show's out. You won't be disappointed if it takes you longer than the 7-day free trial or whatever. And after this, you got Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now, one thing I'm kind of wary about is the fact that you need to watch WandaVision. You need to watch Falcon and Winter Soldier. You need to watch whatever TV shows they're coming out with on Disney Plus to understand the movies that are going to be coming out. If you don't watch these, you're going to be lost in the movies. Yeah. Of course, like, well, it's only, $9.99 a month? And it's like, yeah, but if you're already paying for Netflix, Hulu, YouTube TV, Amazon Prime, Paramount Plus, what's another one? HBO Max, WWE Network. There's more that I'm forgetting right now. Sling TV. There's 8 things right there. An average of $10 a thing, that's $80. You're more expensive than cable, because you also have to have internet. Although, sharing passwords and accounts is a thing, so like, hey, I'm going to pay for Netflix and Prime, you pay for Disney and Hulu, and then we just switch passwords and all that so we can watch everything without having to pay, $80 a month to watch everything. So yes, you're gonna have that issue of like, well, I already paid for all these services. I don't know if I want to pay for another one just to watch 3 shows, so I understand when the next movie comes out. Probably it's gonna be what? Well, it's actually gonna be Black Widow, but Black Widow's gonna be a prequel, which is like, oh no, she's not in danger. We all know how she dies. We literally know how she dies. She dies in Endgame. So, oh no, the Black Widow, like, it doesn't matter what danger she's in. Oh no, she was blown into pieces. No, she wasn't. That's not how she dies. We all know how she dies. So, it's going to be very anticlimactic in my opinion because we've already seen how she dies. So, it doesn't matter what's going on in the movie. It's like, oh, they introduced this character. It's like, well, they're in Endgame, so they don't die. Or, they're not in Endgame, so they're probably going to die. So you're just like, all right, well, oh no, they're in danger. They're in Endgame, so they don't die. I know they're in danger. They aren't in Endgame, so they're probably going to die. Anyways. So yes, there's some issues with having to be a TV show on a subscription service that you have to pay for and you have to watch if you want to understand the future movies that come out. But it's still worth it. It's very well done, and I enjoyed the first 3 episodes. It was like, hey, that's I Love Lucy. Hey, that's Different Texture. Hey, that's, what was it? Oh, Malcolm Middle. Like, watching it was like, I know that show. I know that show, too. And it's like, you look it up afterwards, like, oh, hey, that's literally what they were doing. They were literally copying those shows. Like, word for word, font for font and all that. Like, all right, that's pretty cool. All right, well, so do you watch it? Yes. 7-day free trial, or no, what, just get it, because Disney Plus actually has a lot of stuff on there. I originally got it for Hamilton. Great play. Watch it. It's like, all right, now I got this. And Falcon and Winter Soldier. And all the Marvel movies. And a bunch of different cartoon shows. Although, except for Spider-Man, Although I'm a Spider-Man fan, so obviously I'm going to be like, yay, Spider-Man show, woohoo. And then, of course, you get access to all the Disney movies, so if you want princess stuff. Yeah. God, they got so much. And Pixar, I can't forget Pixar. Man, Disney owns a lot of stuff. But yeah, check it out. Now we're going to be going on spoilers and spoiler time. Photon makes her appearance, finally. Wondering how they're going to bring Photon into the series. Because I heard they were. It's like, well, how are they going to do that? This is how. If you don't know, Photon is the little girl from Captain Marvel. The daughter of Captain Marvel's friend. Well, now she's an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. She was blipped out of existence during the snap. She comes back. She comes back in the hospital room where her mom was recovering from surgery. She's like, Mom, where's my mom? Where's mom? And everyone's freaking out because all these people just blipped back into existence. And then like, gotta try to calm down. It's like, no, your mom died 2 years after the blip. What? Yeah, that was 3 years ago. 5 years after 5 years ago was a blip. 2 years mom died, and that was 3 years ago. So what do you mean? I was just sitting there. She was in the bed. I was holding her hand, and we got good news. It was gonna be okay. She was gonna be fine. Like, yeah, and then she died 2 years later. Which again with the blip, it's like, hey, I'm the head surgeon. Blip. 5 years later, you come back. Hi, I'm the head surgeon. No, we replaced you. So like, well, hey, my salary is that? Am I just not gonna get paid? What about my house? You don't have a house anymore because you died 5 years ago. Oh, so where's all my stuff? It was all thrown away or sold off. Well, but it's my property. But you were declared dead because you and a bunch of other people died 5 years ago. So it's like all these nurses and doctors and surgeons, like all these people just pumping back into the hospital. It's like, so do they get to keep their job or are they just SOL? How did that work for insurance? Like, yeah, you were insured 5 years ago, but then you stopped making insurance payments because you blipped off the face of the earth. Alright, that's enough about that, though. But, so yes, you get Photon. She gains her powers during the show. Which, again, so if you don't watch the show, you don't understand how she got her powers. Quicksilver from the Fox universe, the X-Men movies, is in this. It's like, yes, he was the way better Quicksilver anyways. That scene from, what was it? X-Men Days of Future Past? Where like the mansion is exploding and he runs in. Not only does it's not like he's running in like, oh no, only got seconds to save everyone's life. Oh no, I'm not going to make it. No. He moonwalks. He stops, takes a sip of soda, messes with somebody's hair. Like, it was nothing to him to run inside in the middle of the explosion, save everybody. You're gonna be like, what? Ah, I could have stopped and taken a smoke break. But yes, that Quicksilver makes an appearance, and it's like, in aspect of the show, the people who were stuck outside of the hexagon that Wanda made, like, wait a minute, did they just recast Petro? Like, yes, they recast Petro. Because Wanda took over Westview. Didn't mean to. She just snapped, lost control of her powers, created Westview. Like, she mind controlled all the people. It's like, you have the nosy neighbor, you have the ornery boss character, you have the mailman character. Like, it's pretty much what she watched when she was a kid. Because her dad would get the old DVDs and take them out and sell them. And I was like, well, I didn't sell this show yet, so let's watch this show. I Love Lucy, Dave Van Dyke Show, stuff like that. Or she was watching Malcolm in the Middle when she was at the Avengers Complex. God. I mean, it's an interesting take, but the radio waves coming off from that hexagon that she created around the Westview town is a TV signal. They had to watch on an old Rabbit Ears TV. So you get Agent Woo from Ant-Man. You get, what was his name? Darcy? From the Thor movies. And she's the one who figures out, hey, it's a TV signal. Get the old black and white TV. Oh, we can watch the WandaVision show. Yay! So that's how, like, they get a peek inside the show to be trying to figure, like, what the hell happened? Because everyone outside of the hexagon don't remember this thing exists. Like, there's, like, you had two cops standing in front of the Westview sign and going, we don't know what Westview is. We got a bunch of prank calls about something popping up at Westview, but Westview doesn't exist. And then it's like people who weren't connected to Westview still remember Westview because they weren't connected to Westview. So their memories didn't need to be blanked of it. It's like, oh, hey, I'm on a business trip. My wife's back at home. Can't wait to go. I'm on a business trip. Where do I live? Why am I flying into New Jersey? Do I live in New Jersey? I don't remember. I'm on a business trip here in Cincinnati, and I'm supposed to fly back to New Jersey tomorrow. But why am I flying back to New Jersey? Do I live in New Jersey? So, like, no, the cops, like, the county sheriffs from the area that know Westview existed don't remember Westview exists. While Agent Woo and others know it exists because they weren't part of Westview. Alright, Photon. She gets her powers by going through the barrier a couple times. Every time you walk through, it changes you. Because, like, alright, it's 1950s. You're wearing 2020 clothes. You walk through, all of a sudden your clothes change to fit 1950s. Your hairstyle changes to fit 1950s. You change to fit 1950s. After it happened to her, like, 2 or 3, let's see, in, out, in. So 4 times it happened to her. It changed her enough that she becomes Photon. It's like, oh, that is a great way to bring in Photon. And, huge spoiler, final episode, you have not 1, but 2 end credit scenes. First one involving Photon. FBI person takes him to the theater, and he's like, oh, they want to talk to you in the theater. She gets like, well, there's no one else in here. Then the person changes to one of the scroll. Like, hey, yeah, old friend of your mom sent me here to get you. What? She's like, also they mean Captain Marvel, but they don't say Captain Marvel, they just say old friend of your mom's. And I was like, and he's like, well, where does she want to meet me? And the person just points up. It's like, oh, going outer space. And then, technically in the MCU universe, Wanda is just Wanda. She's not the Scarlet Witch. No one's ever called her that. In fact, they even make a point of saying, what, she doesn't have any codenames? No, she just goes by Wanda. Like, well, Iron Man, Captain America, like, those are their codenames. What's her codename? She doesn't have one. She's just Wanda. Dun da da! Bring in the Scarlet Witch. Turns out, she may or may not have gotten her powers from the Mind Stone. Or the Mind Stone enhanced powers she already had. Because she was a witch. A witch! A witch! She weighs more than a duck. She's a witch. Or less than a duck. The same as a duck. I knew that. She weighs the same as a duck. She's a witch. But you get Agatha, who turns out like Salem witch trial witch style, who's been able to absorb people's powers and ages to keep herself young. And out there, she notices that Wanda is a witch. It's like, well, I'm going to try to figure out where she got her powers from, how she got so powerful, because you had to be trained. You had to learn these runes and spells and all this stuff for years to get even as powerful as she is. And Wanda's more powerful. Turns out she's the Scarlet Witch. She's uber powerful. Chaos. And it's like, didn't you think it was weird that a missile landed in your house and never went off? Oh, it was just a dud. No. You chaosed it to change the probability of it going off to 0. The probability of, yeah, all this stuff's going on, bullets flying everywhere, bombs dropping, and you and your brother are hiding underneath the bed, and you never got hurt. Never even got so much as a scratch. It's because your chaos powers changed the probability of you getting hurt to 0. Got to the Mind Stone, and your power probability changed it. Because everyone else apparently got exposed to the Mind Stone, died. She got exposed to it, and she didn't die, because her powers changed the probability of her dying to 0. And it's like, well, it's a lot like Domino, where she changes the probability around her to always be 100% luck. It's like, oh no, I'm being thrown out of a van on top of a freeway. Whatever, I'm good. I'm just going to land on something. I'll be fine. And sure enough, she does. She's fine. So Wanda's a lot of the same power, apparently, before she got Mind Stoned, was changing the probability. But it's like, alright, well, couldn't she extend that to her parents so they didn't die? Just saying. But a great explanation of what her power was before the Mind Stone and how apparently the Mind Stone just enhanced them and made them stronger or brought out the Scarlet Witch in her. It's complicated. That's why it takes 9 episodes to explain all this. I'm trying to explain it in one video. But yeah, it's really good. I enjoyed it. I wasn't sure. It's like, but like you gotta watch this stuff so when Doctor Strange, Nightmare of the Night Multiverse, whatever comes out, like you understand what's going on. It's like, alright, fine, I'll watch it. Pretty glad I did, because people are saying, oh, the first 3 episodes are so slow. It's like, they're not slow. They're just building up what's going on. They're building up the world. They're showing and creating for you something that took Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Hawk, Captain America, Thor to build for the first Avengers movie. They didn't just have like 10 minutes of the first Avengers movie. Hey, here's all these characters. All right, Avengers. Like, no. They took 5 movies to build that up. So yeah, it took them 3 episodes to build up this show. Word of warning though, the end credits of every episode is like 10 minutes long. But only the final episode had end credit stuff, if I remember right. Pretty sure it was only the final episode had end credit stuff. All the others just, went to the next show. Next episode, whatever. Anyways, I've been ranting and rambling long enough. I'm gonna let you guys go. Check it out. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have a wonderful day.